come now to one of the most interesting questions that luxury brands, leaders in hotels constantly face, which is not only how to build a luxury brand, how to enter a new market, but most importantly, how to make that brand last, how to remain relevant in quite a saturated market when it comes to luxury offerings and hospitality. So this is exactly our topic. I'm so delighted to be having a chat with a pioneering and a leader name in the industry. Basically, she's a distinguished professional and leader in the hospitality sector. Before I tell you her full title, it's so important to say that she brings with her quite a distinctive, unique experience, having served in the public office as well as private roles. She was head of the Economic and Digital Department in the Prime Minister's office in France, and she was instrumental in redefining luxury hospitality brands by integrating emotional intelligence, sustainability, and cultural authenticity into very well-known brands across the globe. She is the CEO of Sofitel, MGallery, and Emblems. Please welcome Maud Bailey. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Ça va?
What an introduction.
Woo! You've got quite some fans. You brought them with you?
I paid them.
Maud, you are so passionate about brand and what brand means, and you constantly repeat this terminology, brand DNA. Having celebrated 60 years of the fabulous Sofitel, it is not easy to remain relevant in a sector that constantly brings new names and new brands and new experiences. How do you do it?
First of all, thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here in FHS. It's my first time, and I'm extremely happy and grateful. Sofitel is 61 years old. I'm 61 years old. And so, yes. So
really?
The question, yes.
Wow, you don't look day over 30, Maud.
Yes. Joke aside, 2.5 years ago, I was lucky enough to take responsibility of our 4 brands: Sofitel, Sofitel Legend, MGallery, and Emblems. And our mandate, because I didn't do anything alone, it's a team's journey, passionate journey, was to really understand who we were, what we were standing for, and which clear identity we wanted to incarnate. There are so many hospitality brands, even within Accor. Under the wonderful leadership of Sébastien Bazin, we have today 51 brands, all segments together. And you've been listening this morning to Duncan O'Rourke, in charge of the PME brands for wonderful Middle East, Africa, Southeast Asia region. There are so many brands. It's a notion of sameness. So the question for us was to ask ourselves, what do we stand for? How should we be different? And what Sofitel was standing for? So 2.5 years ago, we started traveling, listening to our guests, listening to our owners, listening to our staff, asking them, what does Sofitel stand for? What does Sofitel Legend stand for? What does MGallery stand for? What are you missing? What do you see? What are you passionate about? What should we improve? Tell us about the brand DNA to truly be different. Because to me, to last, a brand should rely on 3 things. A different identity. I'm not pretending to be better. I'm never going to be a nightlife brand. It's clear. But I want to walk the talk of a French zest brand, deeply committed and paying a huge tribute to each local culture. For MGallery, I want to be a stunning collection of boutique hotels with story to tell. For Emblems, I want to value luxury embracing intimacy. And for Legend, I want to pay a tribute to heritage and history with a big H. So crafting the relevant DNA of a brand is a no-brainer if you want your brand to last. Once you know who you are, what you're coming from, and which culture you want to serve, then you can start expanding again. So during minimum 6 months, we've been traveling everywhere with a lot of humbleness and hard work. And we've been listening and smoothly but surely crafting our DNA brand's pillars.
You mentioned the word listening a lot, which is a big component of emotional intelligence. And I have not heard a lot about emotional intelligence when it comes to maybe boosting and keeping the consumer's loyalty. And you speak a lot about that. What have you heard from your consumers and everyone you've asked that you think every hotel should apply in order to keep this emotional connection with the consumer, not just a transactional?
But you know, at the end of the day, we are a people industry. Why are we here today? We are here because we work in a fabulous industry where it's all about people. It's all about connection. It's about the emotion we had when we prepared this panel together, the laughers, the passion, the intensity.
Your PR team.
Yes. So this is the same for us. I do believe that we talk a lot about luxury goods, trends. Are they going to keep expanding? Transactional. My belief is that people may want to own less, but I can tell you that they will more than ever want to belong to something, more than ever. And belonging to something means connection, emotional connection. And in everything we do, especially in the hospitality business, and especially in the luxury segment, it's all about the way you make your guests feel. Luxury is not just about a beautiful, stunning property. Of course, you need to be wonderful with your product, but it's not enough. It's about the way, through your service culture, you're going to make your guests feel. And to do that, you need to understand which culture you want to embody. And you need to understand which values you want to serve through your brand identity. In our case, it's luxury with heart, authenticity, generosity. We have this coups humains philosophy at Sofitel, where we are literally training our staff with EQ, deep learning and development programs, to train them to dare to craft bespoke daily attention for the guest. And yes, emotion is the very heart of the memory you're going to bring back home after a stay with us. It's not a commodity. People don't need a place to sleep or to eat scrambled eggs. People need places to remember and emotions.
So this brings us again to the human experience and to the emotions that are being evoked by a certain place or a travel. But also you mentioned a lot culture, identity, heritage, which is very clear. You are very clear on the difference between all of your brands and this. But how do you balance it with innovation, with technology, with the need to be up to date with the current times, which are very different from our culture and heritage?
I wouldn't oppose technology and emotions. I mean, really not. And I'm not scared of technologies at all. If you look at AI, I think it can be a tremendous lever to amplify this emotional connection. Emotional connection means personalization and means something you just said earlier, relevancy. You need to be relevant in the way you target your audience, in the way you craft your offer, in the way you prepare your attentions. And to be relevant, you need data. And to get data, you need technology. So to me, AI and new technologies are the greatest lever to go to a more relevant personalization. And luxury and hospitality is all about seamless and personalized experience. I was saying that to last, a brand needs to rely on a clear identity, a consistent network, and a strong culture. Once you know which culture you want to work for, then AI and new technologies are your greatest tools to amplify this cultural touch.
So I want to talk a little bit about today's consumer. We hear a lot of different, let's say, painting. They're painting today's consumer, the avatar, let's say, of today's consumer. Consumers today want different things. You know, some of them still want the traditional luxury, over-the-top experience, and others, no, just want to value their own journey. What have you learned You know, if you were to paint for us today an avatar of today's consumer, how would you describe them, him or her?
Wow. I'm going to speak about the consumers I see in my hotels. And I'm going to share with you a little anecdote. I see more and more my customers asking for authenticity, genuine anchorage in the local destination they are staying in. They are interested about the culture around. They want to discover the neighborhood. They want to enjoy the local food. They want to value the craftsmanship. And Sofitel and MGallery are both extremely committed to local communities and valuing local cultures. And I think it's a great asset. They want something which allowed them to travel in bigger leisure groups. I'm welcoming not only parents with children, I'm welcoming today bigger, larger leisure groups. Parents, children, uncle, nieces, nephews, grandparents. And we are even changing our development strategy. People are looking for more space, but with the level of service of a hotel. They don't want to cook, they don't want to iron, they just want to enjoy moments together. Again, emotions. They want to craft memories. And therefore, we are now developing Sofitel branded residences, MGallery Sofitel branded residences, with apartments or villas up to 4, 5, 6 bedrooms, because we need to welcome this new profile of leisure, multi-generational travelers. They want a new offer of well-being. They want something which is more holistic. It's not just about looking good, it's about feeling better. So today we've been working on a new wellness offer called The Purist, relying on 4 pillars: beauty, treatments, but also sleep, food, and exercise. It's useless to have a beautiful face treatment if you don't sleep at all, or if you don't eat well. And last but not least, they're also really looking for a way to give back. Let's be realistic. The hospitality industry has been for a while a taker industry. We need to walk the talk of becoming pioneers in becoming more and more givers. CSR commitment, water protection, food waste fight, diversity, you know, all those topics where we should really walk the talk, no social or greenwashing, and also being pioneers in a sustainable luxury. This is how I see them. And just to share my little anecdote, 2 weeks ago, I put together my first M Lovers. M Lovers community is gathering the MGallery travelers who spent between 9 and 49 stays per year in an MGallery. 49 stays. And this is where I was highlighting the fact that people in luxury segment want to feel they belong to a community. The sense of belonging, more than the sense of owning, will be, I think, a major luxury trend. So they were all together in an MGallery of La Reine Margot, nearby Paris, and we are sharing with them the latest MGallery collabs, the new MGallery to open soon in July, and I could feel this excitement about the fact that there was an emotional connection between all of them and the fact that a community was born. I think travelers, we have aesthetic travelers, very committed, very inspired, but they are demanding ones, and they want to leave something. They want to go home with something which deeply touched them.
Well, you gave us a lot of insights into what makes a brand last and keeps it relevant. Unfortunately, we're out of time, but I can certainly assure you, you certainly walk the walk and talk the talk. Maud Bailey, thank you so much.
And if you allow me, figures don't lie. If you want to measure if your brand lasts, look at your pipeline. We are going to open 32 Sofitel, 48 MGallery, 4 Legend, and 14 Emblems in the 3 coming years.
Voilà, back to data. Thank you so much, Maud.